Hello, and welcome to Fintech Surge Podcast, creating a wealth of opportunities through fintech innovations in the Middle East for the Middle East. Powered by Fintech Surge, the region's leading fintech festival, hosted by Dubai World Trade Center alongside GITEX Global. We're excited to be joined today by Miguel Gomez, managing partner at Increase2. Thank you for joining us, Miguel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all of you.
Great. And it's great to have you. But Miguel, you actually have a master's degree in private law and litigation law with
Yes.
experience in commercial law, economic, and business management.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Unbelievable, but yes, this is
It
me.
seems like three lifetimes worth of careers you've had.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the fintech space, after a
Mhm.
degree in private and litigation law?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to explain this point with one of the questions that I think we are going to speak about, speaking about the team, increase to team. But I mean, actually, yes, I mean, my background is like a lawyer. I've been working on M&A and litigation for a few years from now. The thing is, I mean, this project was born with one of one of my colleagues in another project, like more technical law speaking, and this is how we ended up with this new project. We were working with NPLs and debt portfolio according to the financial consumer markets in, I mean, across Europe. So one of the sides of this company was litigation according to all the debts that we bought. So this is how we met up, and after that, I mean, and working with, I mean, then we finished like working with in other projects, and then we started with this new startup company. So then I started with this like new adventure in working in fintech market, as well as, I mean, I'm still working some days with few things about like M&A and corporate law. But yes, I mean, here I am with this new project. Let's see how it goes. But yes.
Great. And honestly, we ask this question for every guest that comes onto our podcast, but I think that you'll have a especially unique answer considering your background and the journey that it took you to get to the fintech space. But
Yeah.
what does fintech mean to you?
I would like to say that I mean, fintech is the present, the evolution, and the future of our financial systems and the tools that the financial system has currently, right? I mean, for a few years now, we have seen a huge step ahead regarding the technology that we have incorporated in many different fields. We changed the way we work, we changed the way we buy, we changed the way we pay, even we changed the way we interact with each other, as you and I now were talking and about this. So basically, we have changed our lives by including technology for all aspects of human living. I mean, we have just realized that the technology is improving all of these aspects in terms of efficiency and safety. But what's more important for me, the technology is giving us the possibility to go forward faster than we went without it. And that's why we are progressing and growing so fast in so many different points. So in my opinion, the evolution of the fintech market comes like other sectors the population needs. As long as the technology allows us to create the solutions, there is an endless landscape where we can identify which are those needs and how can we improve them. So in the end, we are trying to make the people happier and more confident about their finance. That's why I talk about this like triad of present, evolution, future. We are just at the beginning of a new financial era. And what's more, the last financial crisis across the planet has been impacting not only on the financial wellness of all of us, but also about how can we deal with our own finance in terms of be trained about all of them. So I would like to say that nowadays we are getting used to learn more about finance and which tools are in the market and which one fits better for us. So maybe it will take some time for some people. It is normal that happened during the history and in the 80s when the financial industry become electronic. But the beautiful thing about Increase2 and myself specifically is that we both in both sides of the game, right? As a consumer and as a fintech company. So we learned every day from different projects that we study while we try to contribute to the market with our project Increase2.
Absolutely. So I guess in a word, fintech is change, right?
It is,
I
yeah.
mean, the two words, obviously fintech is finance and technology combined into one. And I think that we can all agree that we're not going to escape technology. Technology is changing everything about everything that we do. And combining finance and technology just means that more people are going to be able to do more things.
Exactly.
And that actually kind of brings me to your company, Increase2. And whenever I first heard about what it is that you guys are doing, I thought that it's an amazing idea. It's kind of one of those things that, why hasn't somebody done this before? But for everyone that's not familiar with your company just yet, tell us a little bit about what Increase2 is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what can I say? It's like an awesome product. The idea is very simple, but we think that is truly helpful. I mean, basically, we let the employees to manage their salaries as soon as they earn it. So we designed and we developed a phone application which every employee can download into their phones after her company is in our program. So they will see how much money they earn day by day. And in case they need the sum, they can transfer it to the regular bank account that will link on the same application. So basically, this is a project born because after months of studying and after the crisis of the COVID-19 and the Great Resignation over the United States, we thought that we needed to create a financing solution that helps the employee with their daily expenses. The companies with the lack of employees' productivity and commitment, and also the banks with a huge amount of unpaid loans and the lack of confidence the clients have. So we wanted to improve and update the social and corporative benefits that the employees had in the past. And we saw that it was easy to get some, benefits like food tickets, gym pass, gas discounts, insurance benefits. And all of them are great. I mean, we work with some of them. But when we asked the people what they were worried about, the response was undivided. I mean, the expenses and the economy. So imagine that. I mean, what happens if all of us could have access to our salaries as soon as we earn them? It's like, the answer is pretty easy, right? Our financial wellness will increase a lot, and we will, I mean, about be paying the others for asking for some money that we already deserve it, but it's frozen on our company. So we think that the regular solution is cultural, but now it is a little bit old-fashioned. Deal with your expenses without your own money. That's our idea. So regarding the application and the customer experience, we developed just thinking about any employee, trying to make the process very easy and very fast. But the most important thing, very safe and at no cost for the employee.
That's amazing. So essentially, you know, you're solving the problem of bills occur throughout the month, right? I mean, you have your gas bill, you have food that you have to pay for, you have maybe your car note, you have insurances, you have your credit card statement, you have all of these expenses that accrue throughout the entire month, and they require payments throughout the month. But then again, we're only getting paid, you know, once
Yeah,
a month, twice a month, and okay, well, why does our expenses not line up with how much we're earning, or when do we earn, right? So
exactly.
everybody gets paid once, and we have to figure out how to divide that. Whereas the truth is, if we work for 1 week, we can actually access that money at the end of that 1 week. And I think that some of the big benefits of some of these kind of gig economy jobs, such as, let's say, waiting tables, bartending, massage therapist, one of the benefits is that you typically get paid when you perform a task, right? So
Exactly.
let's say in the US, you wait tables for the night, you get paid in tips, you walk out of that restaurant with tips in your pocket. But most of the jobs that they're looking for outside of the industry that they started in, it doesn't work that way. They still have their bills, but now they have to wait 2 weeks to get paid. They still have to wait 1 month to get paid. And so increase two is really granting access to salaries when they need them, but when they earn it, and it's not as dangerous as let's say a cash advance on a payment. And I think that we're all familiar with, oh, can I get next month's payment in advance? You're
Yeah,
actually only receiving the money that you've earned when you've earned it, and so
exactly.
it was your money the whole time. Now you just have access to it.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly. I mean, I agree 100% with you. This is our point. I mean, imagine going, I don't know, grocery, and I mean, at the moment that we have to pay, saying the cashier that she needs to wait till the first day of the following month because no, we pay for our expenses regularly as soon as we buy them, right? So why? Can we get paid as soon as we earn our salary? That's our point.
Exactly. And so are your clients the consumers who have access to their salaries, or are your clients the businesses who need to kind of sign off on using this technology?
Technically, we developed like a B2B2C business where our client, our main client is always the company. So we signed some kind of service agreement with the companies. After that, once the company is into our system, all the employees that this company have are able to download and start using the application without any expense. We monetize our solution only against the company, so they can make any transaction they may need with no cost. And we figure it out everything with the company.
Great, great. And do you see this being an issue, or has any of these your prospects mentioned that it doesn't fit in with their cash flows? So let's say that the invoices for their clients are typically due on the 15th to the 21st of the month. That way they have time to receive their cash before they have to pay the employees their salary on the first of the month.
Mhm.
Do you see that being a conflict at all?
Not really. We don't want to bother the companies. This is not our goal at all. So
Mhm.
we created like our own transaction. That we according to the financial instrument of our application. We put the money on the employee's side. Then at the moment that the company should pay the employee for his salary, they has to return the part that this employee advanced to us. So they are working the same way. They will have, if there is like no application or transaction, they just at the end of the month they have to pay, even our company, even the employee. What's more, we are able to connect ourselves with some APIs through all the programs that these companies are using in terms of human resources, accounting, and so on. So it's been basically, if the program allows us to do it automatically, so there is like no issues with the daily accounting of the companies.
All right, that's great. And I mean, honestly, it seems like such a simple idea, right? It seems
It
like
is, yeah.
you earn it. Why haven't we seen something like this before? What's so complicated that nobody has come up with this idea in the past?
We think it is really. As I said, this is just cultural. We have been paid monthly, especially in Europe, and we have lived with that like a mantra, right? Our
Mhm.
predecessors had the same system, and our companies work in that way. We just didn't think about we could change it by getting our day-by-day salaries as soon as we earn it. So technically, as we both said, it is our money, right? So think
Mhm.
about going. The example that we explained before, to the grocery store to buy some food and say to the cashier, "I'll be back on July 1st to pay for it." We can
Yeah.
think about it. That's why many people have issues with their daily payments, and the situation feed the financial stress of the population. So we knew that it was a great solution, but maybe something difficult to develop by the companies themselves. So they don't have the resources and the time to do that. And that's why if any employee has some financial difficulties, he has to go to his bank to ask for a salary advance or talk to his boss and beg for it. So it is hard, and many people will try to avoid that situation, just asking for some external money instead of paying wherever it is with his own money. So with Increase2, we shape our idea thinking about an important thing, to have the control of our finance. And it is not only a solution that allows us to get our salary as soon as we earn them, but also a place where we can control our money. I mean, this is another important thing to us. This is not only be ready to transfer some money to some people that maybe need it. We want to train them in about their daily expenses and their global finance. So if we don't need it, we won't use it, but we will live thinking that something can happen and we will afford it without looking for a solution. It is just open our phone, and I mean, the solution is within our hands. So
That's great, and it's so refreshing to see solutions like this. And I think that we've been hearing a lot now about these buy now, pay later
yeah,
sort of technologies. And to
totally.
me, what you guys are doing and what buy now, pay later is doing is working hand in hand. It is saying that let's say your car breaks down, and we obviously in the UAE we operate in dirhams, and the car, their repairman says it's going to cost 10,000 dirhams to repair your car. Well,
Mhm.
a family needs the car. They need to get to work. They needed to provide and a living for their family. But who said that they had $10,000, ten
Yeah,
thousand dirhams, ready to to just spend on
yeah,
that sort of thing? It's
yeah,
something they can't afford, but it's a big hit. And if that happens, let's say towards the beginning of the month, towards the middle of the month, and they have to wait a whole 2 more weeks before they get paid, then
yeah,
that might be a very lean month for them and their family, depending on what other bills have come up. And it really without these sort of schemes, without ideas like Increase2, without buy now pay later, it makes it very difficult to plan, to plan for the future. If somebody gets sick in your family, or if, like we said, if your car breaks down, or you get an injury, or something, your water heater busts, then
yeah,
you can't save for the future whenever you don't know what might actually come up. You say, hey, we've done a great job, we've saved up, I think we're able to go on that vacation that we've been saving up for. And then actually, your car breaks down, and you're not able to
exactly.
do it anymore, right? So I mean, this
Exactly.
this concept that you can receive your money when you earn it, it's only fair. I've earned it already, I can receive it. And then the buy now pay later just happens to help with, hey, I can afford it. It's not that I don't want to pay for the things that I'm buying. It's just, that's a big hit all at one time. So, it'd be easier if I can pay that in installments. And I appreciate that, these fintech companies are coming up with solutions with the consumer in mind, with understanding what the day-to-day operations of a household's finances actually entail.
Yeah, yeah. No, totally. Yeah.
And with the simplicity of Increase2, do you think that this concept is something that the rest of the market is going to say, oh, well, duh, that makes sense, we should do that as well? Is it going to catch on and become more common? Will the space become saturated? Is there only enough space for a few players? So how do you see the market for this sort of
Mhm.
product?
I believe that the concept is already being more and more common. I mean, however, we aren't afraid about that. It is the opposite. I mean, that happen in every fintech or business model. We trust our project a lot. As you said, the idea looks simply, but the technology that supports it is not as easy as the idea.
Uh,
So we needed to think about multiple issues: the customer experience, the safety of our transaction, how to link the employee's bank account, how to connect our application with the data of the companies. So we made it up thinking about not bothering the business procedures inside the companies. That's why we can play very well in front of our competitors on the market. We made it, I mean, we are happy to say that all the technology came from our team, and that gives a lot. of confidence on what we are selling these days. Getting the technical part of the project in-house, the control of the application is in our hands, and we don't depend on the third parties or partners. So we made an effort with the decision of having everything in, and this is something that our clients would love. When the companies that work with us know that we don't share their data, we made the transactions, we check everything, they feel very comfortable with the service, and their employees work with our application in a very safe way. So there are not mistakes through the process, but even the technology sometimes have problems, right? So if that happens, we are there to solve any possible issue. So another beautiful point is that we work globally. So we have seen some other players that have a similar idea, but they are specialized in specific markets. They work across the United States, they work in LATAM, they work in Spain, Poland, Germany, the Emirates, but they made a solution according to a specific place. We started our business in Poland too, and pretty soon we open operations in Spain, but we work across Europe in LATAM in other projects. So we have experience in other places. So we would like to speak about this project globally speaking. So our solution requires us also to know the culture of the population and the specification the different places have. For example, we know that people in Poland used to get paid at the day 10 of the following month. In Spain, the most part of the employees get paid at the end of the month or the beginning of the following one. So there are places where people used to rent, other places where people rather to buy, places where people can get money from the bank easily, other places where they can't. So I mean, they're like, according to the market, and that is happening also with buy now pay later solutions. The idea, I mean, it is a good idea. It's been more common day by day, but we think that we have our strengths in front of the market, basically the technology and our global point of view about the project itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you've made a great point. I mean, ideas can be cheap and execution is everything. And it seems that because Increase2 has created their own technology and has really made you know, made the back end in a way that, that's kind of the barrier to entry, I guess you could say, for other companies. It's not just a nice, easy, simple concept, but
Yeah.
executing that requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of understanding, a lot of ins and outs and all that stuff. And I mean, to me, one of the main difference between Increase2 and buy now pay later is that
Mhm.
it seems a little bit safer for the consumer, if I can say
Mhm.
that. Buy now pay later, the scenarios that I mentioned are the big expenses that you need buy now pay later in order to cope with. But I'm seeing very very rapidly buy now pay later is being used for more retail items. You can buy
Yeah.
your Nike, you can buy your clothes, you can buy groceries, you can go to fancy
Yeah.
restaurants and buy now pay later, which to me it does kind of you know helps people fall into a trap of paying for things that they can't afford.
Yeah. I agree.
Whereas Increase2, it's not that they can't afford it; they've already earned it. It's their money.
Yeah.
They can use it as they need it, and it's going to help a whole lot of people in a lot of different ways. And I know that you mentioned that you're branching out into different markets. Do you believe that the UAE is a prime market for this concept?
Yes, we love your market, and honestly, this is one of the first market we thought about it when we started with our project. I mean, it is a place where 3 million people used to live in the 2000s, but almost 10 million people are living currently. So it is an amazing environment for business and for the project, and that's why we wanted to start working the Emirates too. Also, the Emirates have like a strong business fabric, but also very very specific. That's why it is. We think it is a world power. It is made by the own business companies plus companies that come from the rest of the planet. So that's why the influence of the Emirates is being extended to the rest of the world. So yes, we think that the market is huge there, and of course we can work with companies, local companies plus international companies working there.
Great, great. So in your opinion, the UAE is very skilled at adapting to the fintech movement, to this pace, to the technology, and accepting it well.
We think so. We think so. I mean, the UAE, it's technology, and currently, I mean, Dubai, for example, is having the most impactful and visionary event for the fintech ecosystem. Right, from digital banking to paytech, finance and technology are inseparable concepts there, and we love that. So it's a market for doing business, getting resources, and boost our projects, and we are more than happy to be part of that market. Financial technology is a key component in the evolution of the financial services industry, and the UAE has a great environment for sure. Yeah.
Amazing, and we couldn't agree with you more. And that's actually why we decided to start putting on the FinTech Surge event. As you know, we're excited to see you at the FinTech Surge on October 10th through the 13th. And it's really an opportunity for innovators like yourself to get in front of the people that they want to talk to. So it's to get in front of the businesses that may be their clients, is to get in front of new technology innovators that may be able to form alliances and form partnerships with you to help you move your product across the world, as you mentioned you want to do. But also it's an opportunity to find investors, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of investors in this space that are looking for the next big concept. And one of the exciting things about fintech is that you really do see a lot of brand new concepts that just you didn't think of before. And Increase 2 is a prime example of that. It's just something that it only makes sense. And I think that there would be a lot of investors at the FinTech Surge on October 10th through 13th at the Dubai World Trade Center that would be excited to hear about this product.
Thank you very much. We are excited, very excited too. We are looking forward to go there. And yeah, exactly. I mean, this is like the perfect place for investors, new companies, startups. I mean, this is like it's going the ecosystem of financial and fintech will be there. So yes, I mean, we are more than happy to go, and it's going to be amazing.
Great, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you in Dubai, and good luck
too.
with Increase 2. And I'm excited to see where do you grow between now and October.
Thank you very much. We can repeat the podcast in a few months, and let's talk about what's the situation.
Absolutely, I'm sure you'll have a lot more news by then.
Exactly, hope so.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Miguel. Thank you so
Nice
much
to
for
meet
joining
you.
us.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Subscribe for all the latest updates on fintech in the Middle East and join the conversation over on our social channels. We look forward to seeing you at FinTech Surge in the Dubai World Trade Center from October 10th to October 13th. I'm Stephen Besse, and this has been the FinTech Surge podcast, creating a wealth of opportunities.